In one corner, a silverback gorilla, a living, breathing tank of pure, unadulterated jungle muscle. In the other, a grizzly bear, a mountain murder machine built for brutal survival. One fight, one survivor. This isn't a nature documentary. This is a thought experiment, stripped bare, one-on-one. No humans, no guns, no cages. Just a gorilla versus a grizzly on neutral ground, where the only rules are the brutal laws of nature. We're gonna break down their terrifying strength, their natural weapons, and what actually happens when these two titans collide. First, let's meet the jungle wrecking ball, the silverback gorilla. Picture a creature weighing up to 450 pounds, but it's not fat, it's dense, corded muscle. Its upper body strength is the stuff of legend, with arms so long and powerful they can rip apart bamboo thickets like paper. The gorilla's weapon is its entire body. It's a master of close quarters combat, a living forklift with anger issues. It doesn't just hit you, it grapples, it grabs, it slams, it overpowers. When it gets its hands on you, it doesn't let go, it rearranges you. If the gorilla gets its hands on an opponent, it's designed to end the fight through sheer concussive power. But a grizzly isn't just any opponent, it's something much, much worse. Now picture the mountain tank with knives, the grizzly bear. This is a different kind of nightmare. A large male can easily tip the scales at over 800 pounds, nearly double the gorilla's weight. That iconic shoulder hump, that's pure muscle, powering its devastating front limbs. Its paws are like dinner plates tipped with 5-inch non-retractable claws. These aren't just for scratching, they are for ripping, tearing, and disemboweling. The grizzly's toolkit is designed for maximum destruction. Its jaws can crush bone, and its thick hide, layers of fat, and dense fur act like natural armor. The grizzly is a fortress that grew its own weapons. When it swings, it doesn't just hit you, it subtracts pieces. So what happens when they collide? It's a clash of two completely different philosophies of violence. The gorilla fights like a furious heavyweight wrestler. It wants to close the distance, grab, pin, and overload its opponent with pure power. The grizzly fights like a wrecking ball. It wants to charge, swipe, bite, and repeat. It doesn't want to wrestle, it wants to remove the problem. So, what happens if the gorilla gets the first grab? Can it control an 800-pound animal armed with knives? And what happens if the bear lands the first clean swipe? One blow from a grizzly can break a moose's spine. This is the honest reality check. The gorilla brings explosive muscle, agility, and a strategic grappling mind. The grizzly brings overwhelming size, devastating claws, a bone-crushing bite, and incredible durability. The gorilla's path to victory is a difficult one. It must get in close, avoid the weapons, and use its grappling prowess to control a much heavier, better-armed animal. The bear's path is more straightforward. Land one devastating blow. While the gorilla is a terrifying force of nature, the grizzly's natural weaponry, its claws, its bite, its sheer mass, and its armor gives it a brutal, undeniable edge. There are no winners here, just varying levels of damage and disaster. But the scariest part of this matchup isn't which one wins, it's realizing that either one versus you is not a fight, it's a mistake you don't survive. Nature never meant for these two to meet. They ruled different kingdoms, jungle versus mountain, fists versus claws. You're hearing millions of years of evolution argue about who built the better monster, claws or cognition, instinct or imagination. One creature shaped by the brutality of nature, the other shaped by the stories it tells about itself. Some battles should only ever exist in our imagination, where they can stay thrilling, impossible, and safely unreal. This is one of them. A thought experiment, not a blueprint. A reminder that the wild has its champions, and so do we.
Last time, we imagined the unthinkable. A silverback gorilla versus a grizzly bear in a one-on-one fight. Muscle versus claws, fists versus fangs. But what does this primal battle actually mean? Beyond the hypothetical clash of titans, there's a deeper story about evolution, survival, and the very nature of strength itself. A story that isn't just about them, it's about us. Think of them not as just strong animals, but as two perfect opposite answers to the same ancient question. How do you survive a world that doesn't care if you make it to tomorrow? The gorilla is a wrecking ball with hands, sculpted for the dense vertical chaos of the jungle. Its strength is intimate, close-range control, leverage, grappling, the kind of power that protects a family troop in a world where danger appears at arm's length. Every muscle is built for precision dominance in tight spaces. The grizzly, on the other hand, is a bulldozer with blades, engineered by open wilderness and unforgiving seasons. Its power is explosive, built for high-impact bursts, for covering miles of rough terrain, for surviving cold that would erase anything less than overbuilt. Where the gorilla controls, the grizzly overwhelms. One is a master of pressure and restraint. The other is a master of force and endurance. Two masterpieces of evolution, each perfect in the world that shaped it. Each a reminder that strength isn't one thing, but many forms answering the same primal challenge in completely different ways. And next to either of them, let's be honest, we look like walking marshmallows with anxiety. No claws, no fangs, thin skin. On paper, we're the worst pick in a fight. But that's because we weren't built to win their game. We made a profound evolutionary trade-off. We sacrificed armor for flexibility. We traded claws for hands that can build tools and write symphonies. We gave up raw, explosive power for endurance, coordination, and a brain that never stops planning. The gorilla wins with its body. The grizzly wins with its body. We win by changing the battlefield entirely. So, could we ever match them? Our strongest athletes, the ones who lift cars, still look fragile next to these beasts. Our true path to matching their physical power isn't in our biology, but in our technology, in exosuits that could lift mountains. But this pursuit of ultimate strength has a dark side. At what cost do we chase the body of a monster? Athletes wreck their joints chasing records. Imagine that mindset with gene editing or biotech. Would you trade 20 years of your life for gorilla strong arms? Chasing monstrous power can turn you into a monster long before you look like one. But here's the twist, the one profound arena where neither the gorilla nor the grizzly can ever touch you. A gorilla lives one script: survive, protect, dominate, repeat. A grizzly lives another: roam, hunt, fight, survive, repeat. Their strength, as magnificent as it is tied to their bodies, their instincts, their environment. But you have infinite scripts. You can reinvent yourself, change careers, change cities, change your mind. A gorilla can crush bones. A grizzly can tear through flesh. You can change the story. Their strength ends at their bodies. Yours begins in your mind. Somewhere out there, a grizzly is roaming the wild with power a room full of us couldn't match. Somewhere else, a gorilla rules its jungle with terrifying strength. And somewhere else, you're here. You can't beat them in their fight, but you can do something they never will. Decide who you become next. You'll never be gorilla strong. You'll never be grizzly strong. But no animal on Earth will ever be you strong. So what kind of strength will you build?